This is Ian with Build Brothers. Going to go ahead and do a quick inspection here at 4454 Arrendo in San Diego. Always start underneath the eaves, and what we're looking at is the fascia. We got rafter tails, and then we got plywood starter board, or instead of starter board, it's plywood. But the fact that this little piece here was changed at the end is very normal, to be expected. Probably changed the last time this roof was done. These are metal seamless gutters, appear to be in okay condition. The wood looks really good around the home. Obviously, it's got a fresh coat of paint on it. Oh, there it is. Okay, so I'll show you this from the rooftop, and I wasn't certain what was causing it, but we found it. Somehow that piece of plywood got kicked up, and it's creating a little issue on the roof. So we'll take a little closer look at that. Oh, you know what? While the garage is open, let's take a quick peek in here. So, not even sure what this type of sheeting was from back in the 60s or whenever it was used, but it's this paper coated stuff. And I've seen it on a couple of houses in the neighborhood. It's pretty rare in San Diego, actually. I don't see it very often. This garage is insulated, obviously, and we got a whirlybird there that I'll show you some more details from the top. Let's go ahead and get up there and take a look. The house does have drip edge. That's this little piece of metal flashing right here. Goes between the fascia and the shingle. And that usually tells us that a roof is 25 years old or newer. And so I would put this roof right about the 20-year period, maybe 20 to 25, just based on general condition, wear and tear, that kind of thing. We've got an architectural asphalt shingle. And first things first, there is some granule loss. There is a little bit of exposed fiberglass, all to be expected on a roof that's this old. But in general, it's still in okay condition. So now we're going to start looking at the install quality. So first things is, are the courses nice and straight? Are the shingle seams, the seams between the shingles at least 6 inches? That appears to be right there at about 6 inches. That's what the manufacturer wants to see. This is a shingle seam, and that is a shingle seam. The reveal looks proper, and so the basically how the shingles are spaced out. A lot of times we see that they are spaced further than they're supposed to be. Call that stretching shingles, and allows for an installer to use less shingles on the roof. But these look good. We can usually get an idea of condition of the roof by the ridge caps. Ridge caps are always going to wear out first. This looks like it's still on its original set of ridge caps with this roof, but they look like they're just about ready to be changed. We got a whirlybird that needs to be replaced. That's just fallen off, and so that's kind of first repair I will recommend. If we're going to get really nitpicky with this house or with this roof, this is what's called the California Valley. It's the way that this valley is shingled. Basically what we want to see is that the larger roof plane, the one that'll have more water on it, overlaps the smaller roof plane. It's nothing crazy, but that's a common rule that we're using when we're shingling a valley, is that the larger roof plane goes over the top of the smaller, and this is vice versa. And if you look under there carefully, you can see some debris and things like that. Doesn't mean that that it's creating any issues. Just common practice because the amount of water that flows down the larger roof plane. Here is repair number 2 that needs to be done. This is from that piece of plywood. Looks like it got hit from underneath and created a little ledge here. Not sure if you can see that in the video, but that is going to create a leak in the near future. There is only one layer of shingles up here, and so when this house is ready to be re-roofed, there is the potential to add a second layer. That's not our preferred method. We'd always prefer to take the trash off before installing a new roof. Let's see, 1 whirlybird on the garage and 2 small dormer vents on the main attic. That is not really sufficient ventilation for this roof, but it's pretty common to under ventilate roofs back in the day. Now we'd want at least double the ventilation we have. When I talk about granule loss and exposed fiberglass, you can start to see that shine on that ridge cap right there. That's just indication of just kind of age and wear. Two skylights, both of them in good condition, and both of them appear to be installed properly. We've got step flashing and saddle metal just like they should. Flashing around the chimney looks to be in good shape. Step flashing down the side, saddle metal up top, counter flashing. Believe it or not, the top of the chimney is not considered the roof. And, you know, we could get some gray caulking in here and try to match the mortar as best as possible, because there are some big cracks in there. And third or fourth repair that I guess I'd recommend sooner rather than later on this roof is some old satellite dishes that have been removed. Butyl tape was used to waterproof those big lag bolts, and so there are, I don't know, 10 or 12 shingles that I guess I would say would be best if we replaced. Those ones, those are obviously leaking, except they're not going into the house. They're going on the overhang. If we look at these valleys again, this one is done wrong. The smaller roof plane overlaps the larger, but then we come over here and the larger overlaps the smaller. So again, that's just kind of nitpicking the roof. There is quite a bit of debris on this roof for whatever reason. Little pebbles and crap all over it. Not a big deal. Not really certain how stuff like that gets on a roof. But all right, professional opinion. How long will this roof last? I would say that this roof in the next 8 years is going to look pretty badly worn, but should still be waterproof past the 10-year mark. And so I'd put 10 years as a conservative life expectancy on this roof as is.